whenever you go back to that painting, even if you're not feeling that way, but you remember how it feels, you can tap back into it and start from there. Hello, I am back with another little video. And before we begin, I just want to say how grateful I am that I began this journey, because now I just get to do this for myself. I just get to come here, sit down, and talk to you guys and feel good. I feel good when I do this. So, today we are talking about how can you improve your creative works? How can you be more involved? How can you make it more fun? How can you make it more so every artist has this dream, right? That their art should be consuming them and it should be feeling like you've found some sort of heaven on earth when you do your thing, right? I decided to make this video where I talk about how I make my own creative process better for me in a way that it feels as it should. It doesn't feel like work. It doesn't make me feel like anxious, because a lot of the times when you're an artist, you experience anxiety before starting a project, or in the middle of it, or at the end when you don't know how to end it, or sometimes in the middle when you don't know where to go from there. And I'm going to try to put this into a concise video so that I can give you straight up tips like last time about art this time. Okay, so I think I'll probably title this video Creativity and Imperfection, because the truth is there is no perfect art. There is no such thing as one perfection. There is a million ways your creative project can come together, right? And there is no one perfect way to do it. So the first one is how it makes you feel is very important. When you're starting a project, it's okay to start with just a cool idea, but I think before you dive right into it, give yourself, and I'm not saying give yourself days to ponder upon it now, give yourself like a little bit of time to make up your mind about what it makes you feel and how it makes you feel. And you don't need to put it into words or anything, but I've noticed when I have a concrete, not even concrete, when I have like a feeling that I can come back to for a project, it's easier to navigate the process that I want to go about, right? When I know how this project makes me feel, or what is the dominant feeling, um, I'm able to tap back into it whenever I get back to my project and start working on it again. For example, if you paint and you have this feeling about a painting that you want it to express, if you can sort of pin down on that individual feeling, whenever you go back to that painting, even if you're not feeling that way, but you remember how it feels, you can tap back into it and start from there, right? The second one is the process has to be as enjoyable as the result. There is a cute little kid downstairs just babbling about, and I am going to have to do a lot of noise reduction in this video because of that. But anyways, the process has to be as enjoyable as the result, right? If you are constantly anxious while you are doing your project, creating your artwork or whatever it is, and then you feel as if you can relax when it's complete, it is at some point going to hinder your consistency. It's better to let your process be as enjoyable as the result. How do you do that? I have noticed when I let myself be more consumed by the story that I'm telling, when I let myself feel deeper into it, when I give myself extra details about it. You know how when you read a novel and you're just sort of in there, it's almost as if you're in the story and you're watching everybody do the things that they're doing, and you are not exactly reading it but like watching it in your head and feeling it. That is how your process should feel when you're painting something. For example, if you're painting a landscape, give yourself as many sensory details as you can about this place. Think about that place. What is the breeze like? What is the atmosphere like? What can you hear if you were in this landscape? What all is going on? Not just the colors. Don't just keep thinking about the perfect color combinations and all of that. The more you feel, the more you will be able to make other people feel through your artwork. If you are writing something, if you're writing a poem, for example, feel into what you want to say. Not just the feeling, but the before and the after of it. For example, if you're talking about a certain situation, whatever led to that situation and how it left you feeling, or your subject, you should know that even if you're not going to incorporate that into your poem, right? Because that gives you a circumference of what all you can touch on. And then if you're writing a novel, feel into the story. If you are writing about a particular place, wherever your events are unfolding, know as many details as you can about that place. Know what it feels like, what it looks like, what it smells like, what time the sun rises, what time the sun sets in this place, what season feels like what, you know everything about the place that you're situating your story in. Or if your story is talking about a particular person and the place is not that important, then that person's in and outs you should know. I mean, obviously, right? If you're writing a novel, you should know your character, but then it's better to understand where this character comes from even before you start. And you should always know what all your character is capable of and what it can be capable of with a little bit of push. There was a cute little pigeon on my window, but I got scared of it and it got scared of me. Yeah, the next pointer is dive deeper into what it can mean. Whenever you're creating any kind of creative work, you're not always going to put it out on the table as this means this. This is the meaning of the story, this is the meaning of the poem, this is the meaning of the painting or the photograph or whatever, right? You are going to want to put the feeling out there, but you might not always want to put out the meaning. Even in this situation, you should know what the deeper meaning is. Sometimes people start novels and they're not able to kind of finish them because they did not think about what exactly is the deeper meaning behind their story, right? And then it confuses them midway and it leads you off your path. This goes for everything, yeah? When you have that one deeper meaning, you can have as many ideas as possible, but you have a path to follow. So, whatever idea can be on your path is what you can incorporate into your artwork, and whatever um, is leading away from it, you can sort of leave those ideas for later or for some other project. You can note them down somewhere and use them later on. A lot of the times what happens is you do this one thing, right? You make this painting and you, during the process, you have a lot of ideas about it. Maybe I should do this, maybe I should change that. And at that time, this can help you. Knowing the deeper meaning behind your artwork can help you. And your meaning does not have to be like ocean depth deep or anything like that. That is not what I mean. It should just give you a path to follow. The last one, the result is simple and will amaze you with its authenticity. When you follow these steps during your process, before it, and while you're creating the result will come out maybe not as you had envisioned it, but it will come out to amaze you with its authenticity. It will be so real, it will be so raw, and sometimes when I do this and I finish a project, it's almost as if I'm looking at something that I didn't know about myself. And that is the feeling that you are sort of chasing as an artist. You are creating art for other people, but you're also creating it for yourself, and you're also creating it to understand parts of you that you don't know about, that you don't understand, the things that you don't even think of introspecting on. And it might not always be an introspective result, but even then, it will be very, very authentic. Because to do all of these steps, it will require trust. And when you trust, you end up creating something beautiful. Always. I think that's about it. I hope this quick video helps you with your creative project or whatever you're trying to do. Even if you're just watching this for inspiration, I hope this inspired you. I am loving the Delhi weather right now, and it smells. There's this fragrance of wet grass and soil, and feels so good. Feels so good to be here right now. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.